Greetings and welcome. In this video session, we will discuss about continuity equation for compressible and incompressible flow.
So in today's session, we are going to see continuity equation. Okay, continuity equation is a governing equation for the flow, which gives us information about geometry, means area, and velocity. This continuity equation is depending on the type of flow for compressible and incompressible flow. Continuity equation is different. Okay, so we will first of all directly go to the continuity equation, that is for the liquid, okay, which we use in fluid mechanics, and based on the type of flow, means one dimensional, two dimensional, three dimensional continuity equation is derived. It is in a differential form. Then that three dimensional equation is modified and then it is reduced to one dimensional. And one dimensional continuity equation that we use for solving the numericals of fluid flow problems in fluid mechanics. In most of the engineering, mechanical engineering devices, that continuity equation means for the pump, centrifugal pump, water turbine. This continuity equation is used. So what is continuity equation? In a brief, if you go in fluid mechanics, means in FM, there are three governing equations. There are three governing equations. There are three governing. Governing means what? Governing means which decide, which control, okay, which give description, about the parameters. That is called as governing. Okay, so in FM there are three governing equations. These are the major equations. Okay, first equation is what? Law of conservation. Law of conservation of mass. Second is law of conservation of momentum. Momentum means product of mass into velocity. Third is law of conservation of energy. These are three governing equations. So entire fluid mechanics is covered by these three equations. Covered by these three equations. Now in this case, the concept is what? Control volume. Concept is what? Concept behind this these three equation, that is what? Whatever we use, equipment, centrifugal pump you take, turbine you take, okay, turbine has one inlet and one outlet. Through the inlet water goes inside, outlet water comes out. Between inlet to outlet there some change take place. That change take place is what? Conversion take place in the energy. That is what? In a turbine. So turbine is a hydraulic turbine, if we say. It is a power producing device. Means in that case, here energy in the water which is present in the dam, that is potential energy. Okay, this potential energy means in the form of pressure energy. By the height, by virtue of height, this water possesses pressure. We have seen that pressure means what? Pressure is a rho into G into H. Rho is a density, G is acceleration due to gravity, and H is height. So whatever height will be, maximum height, that much amount of high pressure will be there, pressure energy will be there, rho gh. Okay, so when this water is passed through the turbine, then this pressure energy is converted into mechanical energy, and that is what we get by the turbine shaft rotation. We say it as RPM, revolution per minute. That is what mechanical energy. Okay, so in this turbine inlet to outlet, this we consider as a system, and in fluid mechanics we say this system has a control volume. So this system in a fluid mechanics we consider as a control volume. It is shown by the boundary. So boundary, this is means the region which is bounded by this boundary, that will be what? That may be turbine housing, that may be pump housing. Okay, depending upon the type of device. Okay, so this is what control volume, particular region which is taken for the study. Okay, we call this in a short CV. Okay, now here it has input, that is what? Of fluid. So here fluid mass enter, here fluid mass enter means entering, and here other side outlet or exit fluid mass exit or leaving. If you take pump, it has also footwall. At the footwall, water from the well is taken in by the pump. That water by the suction pipe comes to the impeller part. In the impeller, pressure energy is applied to the water, pressure is developed, and thus that water is delivered through the delivery pipe outside. Okay, so this from journey of the water from the footwall to the exit of that pipe, this journey, complete journey, is bounded or represented by this control volume. Understood? Now we will apply the equation for this. Okay, so we will, for the understanding, we will take one dimensional form, and how that one dimensional form is derived from the three dimensional, then we will go to the three dimensional form. So first of all we will write here one dimensional continuity equation. See, these are the three laws. From these laws we obtain the equation. That equation is called as continuity equation. Okay, so one dimensional continuity equation for incompressible. We will take this for incompressible. Why incompressible? Because in a fluid mechanics, most of the applications what we are using, okay, these are carrying the water as a medium. So the water is what? Liquid, and it is incompressible in nature. Means in this case density is not changing. We have taken the example of this bottle. If this bottle is full of water, okay, and if I will press this, if the bottle is full, now this bottle is not full of water, but if the this bottle is full of water, then it will be very difficult for me to compress this, because inside that water which is incompressible nature. But if this bottle is empty, means it contains air, such bottle is easy to compress, because air get compressed. That is why we call all the gaseous form are as a compressible fluid, and all the non-gaseous means liquid we consider as a incompressible fluid, which are used in a hydraulic turbine, which are used in a centrifugal pump, which are used in a reciprocating water pumps, fuel pumps, liquid pumps, petroleum product to carry the petrol pumps are used. So all these are which are carrying the fluid, these are incompressible fluids. So for that purpose here, see here we will show the journey of the fluid. and here we will take area region. Now here for this we will have here control volume as a nozzle or diffuser, change in a cross sectional area. So this is what you say diffuser. Diffuser means in which the area is enlarged, that is called as diffuser. So this is a section 1 we say as a entry, and this is a section 2 that we say as a exit. Okay, and this is the direction of flow. For us this will be what? Control volume. Now for this control volume at one parameters, characteristics or parameters will be what? Rho 1 means density, A1 area, and V1 velocity. These are the fluid characteristics or parameters at inlet. Similarly, characteristics at outlet will be what? Rho 2 A2 V2. Okay, so this equation is based on what? First, second equation, law of conservation of mass, this first equation. Okay, so this is based on law of conservation of mass. Okay, now we know that rho is what? Mass upon volume. Rho is means density is what? Mass upon volume. If you divide this mass and volume by time, see carefully, this is volume, this is not velocity, this is the volume. So we can show in this way. Okay, volume. So mass upon time will be what? Mass flow rate, rate of flow of mass. Mass is measured in a kg per second, mass upon time, divided by volume is measured in meter cube per second. Means in this case here rho will be equal to what? Kg per second is what? Mass flow rate, that we denote by m dot later, and meter cube per second is a discharge, that we denote by the letter Q, m dot. Okay, so here in this case m dot will be what? M dot will be rho into Q, product of density and discharge, product of density and discharge. So now we can write this equation Q. Q is what? Discharge. Further you can have here Q is what? Product of area into velocity. Q is a product of area into velocity. You see, meter square into meter per second. Area is meter square and velocity is meter per second. Product will be what? Meter cube per second, which is a unit of discharge. Understood? Show this in this way in envelope for better understanding, or distinguish the things which I have shown here. Okay, so by this now we can write here this equation at the entry. Energy conservation or mass conservation or momentum conservation means what? Total mass entering and total mass leaving are same, that is called as mass conservation. Total energy entering, total energy leaving same, that is called as energy conservation. Total momentum entering, total momentum leaving, that is called as momentum conservation. Total mass is not changing, total momentum is not changing, total energy is not changing, that is called as conservation. So now total is not changing means at the entering here m dot is what? At the entering rho 1 A1 V1. At the entering density we consider rho 1, area A1, velocity V1. Similarly this product will be equal to rho 2 A2 V2 and is equal to constant, that is not changing, that is not changing. Means here in this case we can write this as a general form here I will write now. Okay, m dot is equal to rho AV. But in this case, what we say that in liquid, density is remaining same. Density of the liquid is not changing. Means actually this rho AV, this equation is applicable for gas. This equation is for compressible. Compressible fluid means for the gases. For steam turbine, for gas turbine, we have to use m dot is equal to rho of gas into area into velocity. In case of liquid, rho 1, in liquid, rho 1 is equal to rho 2, no change in the density. Means in that case, for the liquid, we can have here the equation that is what? Area into velocity. Q is equal to area into velocity. Means A1, V1 is equal to A2, V2 for the liquid. For the liquid means for incompressible fluid. For incompressible fluid flow. So continuity equation is what? A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. This is called as one dimensional continuity equation. Now this continuity equation can be reduced from the three dimensional equation. Now we will go to the physics, means actual control volume we will consider as a one rectangular element, three dimensional element. We call it as a parallelopipe. Okay, we call it as a parallelopipe. What is it? That we will see after this. Okay, so have you understood this? So now we will reduce the one dimensional continuity equation from three dimensional continuity equation. Okay, so three dimensional means 3D, three dimensional. Three-dimensional continuity equation. Continuity means what? Flow, journey, continuous. That is why continuity. Now here, as we are taking this in three-dimensional, we have to use system, Cartesian coordinate system. You know Cartesian coordinate system is what? Rectangular coordinate system. Suppose this is a room. This room has three dimensions. Okay, that vertical we can take as a y-axis. This vertical line y-axis. Horizontal line you can take as a x-axis. And this third line, which is perpendicular to this board, that is what? Z. That is called as Cartesian coordinate system. So three-dimensional continuity equation in Cartesian coordinate system. Cartesian coordinate system. Okay. Now this is what mathematical statement. Again here we consider, now draw the diagram along with me. So here we will take this three-dimensional coordinate system. Okay, here now we will have here one element. That element is three-dimensional. This element is called as parallelopipe. This element, fluid element. Consider fluid element that is called as parallelopipe. The particular shape, this name is given, parallelopipe. Okay. Now in this case, here you take this dotted line, left face. So this element will have left face A, B, C, D. Left face through which fluid is entering. From this fluid is entering, and right face, that is what A, F, G, H. This is along with here fluid comes out. So fluid leaving, and here fluid entering. Fluid entering. Okay, now this fluid element will have dimension along x axis dx, along y axis dy. I will show here dy, and along this third axis z axis. Okay, the dimension will be dz. So dimension of element dx, dy, dz. Okay, so write down here dimensions. What? dx, dy, dz. Okay, thus volume of the element will be what? Volume of this element will be what? dx, dy, dz. This is the volume. Okay, now along this x direction we will consider velocity u, along y direction we consider velocity v, and along z direction we consider velocity w. That is already we have done in first two sessions. Okay, so fluid velocities along x direction, y direction, and z direction, u, v, w. Okay, now mass balance equation by equation of what? Conservation of mass. By this we can say that amount of mass entering is equal to amount of mass leaving. Means what? Mass flow rate. We will take here rate. Why rate? Per unit time. Because if you take IC engine, there is a continuous flow of fuel mixture through the carburetor. If you take centrifugal pump, continuous flow of water. So that is why their flow is taking place per unit time. Okay, so that is why mass flow rate entering is equal to mass flow rate leaving. Mass flow rate leaving control volume or fluid element. We call this as also control volume. And this control volume here is what? This parallel pipe element, fluid element, small fluid element. Parallel pipe means small fluid element. Okay, now as per the discussion, what we have seen that rho into Q by definition or earlier discussion, what we have seen that mass flow rate is equal to what? Rho into Q. Rho into Q. And Q is what? A into V. So rho AV. This is general equation we are taking. Afterwards we can consider rho 1 is equal to rho 2, it will be cancelled. Initially we consider rho AV. Okay, now in this case this mass flow rate Q means volume flow rate. Now in this case you can write this as, this is for the mass flow rate and for only mass. For the mass we can have here rho into volume, because density is equal to what? Mass upon volume. Here you can write as density is equal to what? Mass upon volume, in that way. So this is for mass flow rate, this is for only mass. Okay, so here m will be equal to rho volume of the fluid element dx dy dz. So rho into dx dy dz. Okay, now we will have here rate of mass entering through left side face ABCD. So write down here rate of mass entering through ABCD. Okay, that will be equal to what? Rho into now here we are considering rate. Okay, rho into area. Now which area? Area parallel perpendicular to this. So this area will be what? Dy into dz, perpendicular along the x direction, area. So dy into dz. Okay, area. And dy dz, this is what? Area. Okay, into velocity, rho into a into v is a basic formula for the rate of mass flow rate. Okay, so rho into area into velocity along x direction. This is along x direction. Which velocity? U. Means here which velocity will come? U. So rho into u into dy dz. This will be the equation. We say this as the equation number 1. Okay, now we will write the same rate of mass living through. Now where that is living, fluid is living at this phase, means EFGH. This can be written as I want to distinguish this, whatever is written. Okay, so rate of mass living through EFGH, that will be equal to, I will write here, that will be equal to rho into u dy dz plus dabba by dabba x into rho u dy dz into dx. Equation number 2. Now this is what? Rate of mass flow rate entering rho u dy dz. Here living, that is equal to amount of entered here plus change. This is a change along x direction. So dabba by dabba x. Change of what? Change of entered element, entered mass, this. And with respect to what? Direction dx. So in this way we have written. Okay, so here whatever amount of mass is entering, whatever amount of mass is leaving, here inside this what gain will be there? Gain means what accumulation will be there, what amount of mass will be accumulated in this element. That how to find? That we take by the subtraction of these two equations. So gain in mass, so write down gain in mass. Gain means, you understand, gain means to obtain. Okay, that is equal to equation 2. Equation 1 minus equation 2. Equation 1 minus equation 2. So gain in mass in x direction, gain, that will be equal to what? By taking subtraction of that, first part will be getting cancelled, means what? That rho u dy dz. Rho u dy dz, you see in your notebook, why you are written that equation. So rho u dy dz is getting cancelled with another rho u dy dz. Remaining part is what? With minus sign deba upon deba x of rho u dy dz into dx. Okay, this is in x direction. Now in similar way we can write the equation for y and z direction. So in a y direction and in a z direction you can directly write the equation gain, because fluid is not entering in only one direction. Initially we started, but fluid is entering in all direction and leaving from the fluid element in all direction. So all together if you consider, then you find this. For y direction here will be deba upon deba y into inside the bracket here what will be changed? Rho v. Velocity in y direction is a v, rho v. Okay, and here y direction means dx into dz. That will come. Area will be perpendicular to y. That will be what? Dx dz. You see in your diagram in the notebook. Already we have diagram. In that you can see. Here in a z direction, the change or gain will be what? Deba upon deba z. Here velocity will be w, so rho w. And perpendicular area will be what? Dx dy. Excluding z direction, other direction dx, x and y, so dx dy into dz. Okay, so further if you write this, you can have minus deba upon deba x into rho u. Actually this is what? Dy dz dx, means dx dy dz. This is what? Volume of the fluid element. Here once again we will write rho v dx dy dz. Here minus this we have written in this way. Okay, now net gain will be what? Net gain will be summation of these three all. Net gain in the fluid element, net gain, total gain you say, that will be what? Summation of all these three. Summation of all these three means what? Deba upon deba x of rho u plus deba upon deba y of rho v plus deba upon deba z of rho w. You can have here square bracket, outside of the square bracket minus sign. You can take minus sign as a common. Deba upon deba x of rho u plus rho v plus rho w. And here volume you can take also common. So outside this dx dy dz. This is a volume. So now this will be what? Equation. This will be, you say, equation. Equation number 2. What is equation number 1 we have taken? So give the equation number 3 here, because all before this we have used equation 1 and equation 2 also. Okay. Now what we have to do? Equate. Equate means equate equation this 2 and 3. Equate equation 2 and 3. So for that 1 minute, let me clear that one equation we remain to discuss, okay, which is to be compared to this. See, this rate of change of mass general, rate of change of mass is given by the form with respect to time, dabba m upon dabba t. Dabba upon dabba t is a per unit time, m is a mass. For the mass we can now write dabba upon dabba t. For the mass now we can write rho dx dy dz in this way. So this is d rho upon dt dx dy dz. Okay, rho dx dy dz, this already we have mentioned at the start. Rho into volume, that is a mass. Okay, see this rho we have taken here, d rho upon d dabba t dx dy dz. Now we can equate these two equation. Equation number, you say this as a 4. So equating 3 and 4. Equating 3 and 4. So here equating 3 and 4 means we will write here minus dabba upon dabba x rho u, okay, plus dabba upon dabba y rho v, plus dabba upon dabba z rho w, dx dy dz is equal to this equation means d rho upon dabba t dx dy dz. Okay, now this is a whole bracket multiplied by dx dy dz. This volume, fluid element volume, we can cancel because it is same on the both side. Okay, remaining equation what we write, that will be dabba upon dabba x of rho u plus dabba upon dabba y of rho v plus dabba upon dabba z of rho w plus dabba rho upon dabba t is equal to 0. How it came? See, this is a minus sign. All these elements if you take on one side, this will become plus. Other side of the equation will be 0 on the other side. This is a minus sign. So all the minus signs elements we took on the one side of the equality sign. So that is why we can write in this fashion. Okay, now this is a vector form. In the vector form we can write. Vector form means now we will have basic. Vector form is what? D rho upon dabba t, dabba rho upon dabba t plus this is gradient operator into control volume, that is vector form, that is V bar, gradient operator. This is applicable, this is a general equation which is applicable for unsteady compressible fluid. For unsteady compressible fluid, this equation. This is a generalized form, vector form we say. Gradient operator. Gradient operator means what? Dabba upon dabba x, dabba upon dabba y, dabba upon dabba z. That is together. V vector, V bar. V bar means what? U, V, W together. V bar. Rho is everywhere. We can take as a common. And this is a which kind of acceleration you say? Local acceleration. This is a local acceleration. And this is the convective acceleration term. Already we have seen this in the last session. So now as a flow, now we will have here one consideration, as flow is a steady. Steady means what? Dabba u by dabba t is equal to 0. Dabba v by dabba t. With respect to time, all the velocity change is a 0. That is called a steady flow by the definition. This is what? Steady flow. Also definition of steady flow I have written here. Okay. And for incompressible, because we are taking water, for incompressible flow, rho is a constant. That is why the last equation what we have, that equation will become delta u by delta x plus delta v upon delta y plus delta w upon delta z is equal to 0. This is what three-dimensional continuity equation. This is three-dimensional continuity equation. Okay. If you have one of the velocity is a 0, that becomes two-dimensional. Third velocity in z direction is 0. Then we call this equation as a 2D equation. Two-dimensional equation. And in case of one dimension, delta u by delta x is equal to 0. There is no change. This is one-dimensional equation. Okay. Now we will write here delta upon delta x. Delta upon delta x of u is equal to delta upon delta x u. Now this equation we can write in this way: rho u dx dy dz is equal to 0. Means for steady flow. For steady flow, delta upon delta x, rho into u into dx dy dz. Now in this case, here this dx will get cancelled with dx, so here rho u dy dz is equal to 0 comes. Okay, rho u dy dz is a area, that is small area, dA is equal to 0. So if we integrate this equation, because this integrating, we can write this in this way: rho u integration rho u dA is equal to integration of 0, means what, actually constant. So finally it comes rho into v into a. Generalized form, integration of u is a velocity, rho v a is a constant. This form we get. Thus we have here rho 1 a1 v1 is equal to rho 2 a2 v2. We come to the original point, starting point of the lecture. Rho 1 a1 v1 is equal to rho 2 a2 v2 is a constant for compressible flow. Okay, and as rho 1 is equal to rho 2, in that case a1 v1 is equal to a2 v2, that is for incompressible flow. In this way we got the reduction, we got the reduced form from three-dimensional continuity equation to one-dimensional continuity equation. For compressible means for the gas turbine, incompressible means for the water turbines, hydraulic turbines, pumps. And this equation is mostly used in entire fluid mechanics. Most of the fluid mechanics problem, most FM problems, this equation is used, continuity equation. Okay. This is also called as discharge. Q1 is equal to Q2, discharge. Its unit is meter cube per second. And this is a mass flow rate. Its unit is a kg per second. So that is why we use in a turbine, steam turbine, kg per second. In a steam turbine problems we use mass flow rate, kg per second. LPG gas flow, In a kitchen, what we use? There we use kg per second. In a water flow, we use discharge Q. That is why meter cube per second. Okay. So in this way, in today's session, we started with the concept of conservation of mass, momentum, energy. On the base of mass conservation, we started discussion with three-dimensional continuity equation. We derived the three-dimensional continuity equation. After that, we reduced that three-dimensional continuity equation to one-dimensional continuity equation. And finally, for the compressible flow and for incompressible flow, we got the continuity equation. That's what we use in a fluid mechanics problems. Okay.
At the end of this session, you can derive continuity equation for compressible and incompressible flow. Subscribe the channel Thermal Engineering for further video sessions. Thank you.